Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk About It with Pastor E, where we go from trauma to triumphs or struggles to solutions. Make sure you like, share the podcast, you know what I mean? Share it so people know that we on. Um, Here we are in this new year, and I wanted to at our ministry. We always theme based, and it's called this year is the year to be spiritually fixed in 2026. um the thing with your spirit, if your spirit ain't good, you ain't good. So we are a spiritual being who has a body with a soul, so it's three parts. So the idea is to get your spirit fixed. So what has to happen is your spirit has to overcome the body. The body is what is we would call is flesh, which is where evil would step in. So when we talk about overcoming, we have to overcome things of the flesh. So in order to be spiritually fixed, we need our spirit to overcome or get bigger than our fleshly desires. The spirit is what we say comes from God. It's connected to Him. The earth is connected more to our flesh. So that's why we like fleshly things. So our problem with our spirit not being fixed, because most of us at this time operate in the flesh first. And the only way to get our spirit fixed, and this is for everybody, first things first, is I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. The truth biblically says if you tell the truth, it's going to make you free. But a lot of us don't tell the truth. We put masks on to pretend or hide what the truth is about us. So if the truth is you've been sleeping around with somebody's spouse, that's the truth. If the truth is you're a drug addict, or you've been robbing people, or for my take, I used to have a pharmaceutical business. That was my truth. My truth was I was a womanizer. I like women. I love women. I like men too, but I don't like men that way. Women. Say women. No, let me stop. But anyway, whatever you like, I had to admit that, guess what? I like women. The problem with me liking women is I'm married. So everything in my truths and what I'm doing or what it is, I'm wrong, because guess what? I am out here having extramarital um, relationships because the truth is there was something wrong with me internally. I was looking for something. What? I don't know. It might have just been love, because I believe 97% of us are all looking for love. That's the one big thing that we're missing. So I had to admit that this is my problem. My problem is my womanizing, my lying, all of these things is who I am or who I was. So now I've voiced it. This is my truth. You can't hide from your truth. You can't try to manipulate it, because you're never, ever going to get spiritually fixed without your truth. It just don't work. So now we could blame things on people. That we do that all the time. And I'm not saying somebody might not have done something to you that put you in this place. 90% of it, something somebody said or done has put you in this place. And now, because of what it is, you're internally processing it the wrong way. We begin to continue to do it. I remember one time I was, when I was out there popping, doing my stuff, and I remember what this girl told the girl that I was out there messing around with. She said, you need to leave that girl's husband alone. to her. Now I know that she was actually messing with somebody's husband too. So how hypocritical is that? You're going to talk about somebody else, but you're doing the same act. You know, the truth, when it hits us in the face, is one of the biggest, I want to say, problems, because how we deal with it. I could deflect it on somebody else, but if I'm doing the same thing, what are we doing? So our problem is, when we feed our flesh, it feels good. You know, the Bible, and it talks about how the flesh is weak. But I like to say that the flesh is strong, because remember that movie Little Shop of Horrors? It's like, feed me Seymour. Or you'll hear people, says, don't feed the alligators, or don't feed these animals if you go to the zoo. Because if you're feeding that, it's just going to grow and want more continuously. So you'll become numb also to certain things. Men, especially men, the truth is, when we deal with women, it's all about like a conquer thing. We're like the predators. Well, now these younger generation, the women are doing the same thing too. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. I'm not saying women in my day didn't do all that either, and I'm talking about in the 90s and things like that. But at least they were more discreet. Now these people out here just bold with it. They gonna whatever. You know? I ain't never seen something like this before. They're not even hiding it. So now it don't matter what your body count is. Everybody's talking about body counts and things like that. It's like, oh, this is crazy to me. When you get to my age, you start to look at life and you start to be like, tag, I should have never slept with this person, or I should have never did this or that. And then some people, I'm sure they like, yo, I should have never messed with E. That dude fell asleep on me anyway, you know, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm trying to get people now to a better place, a place of overcoming, so that our spirit, man, can overtake our fleshly man. And it starts with the truth. What are your truths? Can you admit your truths, or do you want to lie? If you're going to lie about it, you ain't never, ever going to be spiritually fixed. It just won't happen, because you still want to pretend you're an actor. But the truth is going to help you overcome, because now I at least got something to voice. Guess what? I am this. Why am I this? Because of my truth. What is it? Why is it that I do these things that are continuing to hurt me? Nobody could tell your story better than you. No one. So it's better for you to put a voice to it than let somebody else do it. Some of us are upset and angry and all of these things at people because they're telling our story. Misery loves company. So you let them tell your story. Now other people are looking at you in a certain light because of somebody else telling your truths, which might not even be your truths. And if it is your truth, why? Why do you do it? You know what? Well, you know what? I've been abandoned, and guess what? This is why I'm promiscuous. I'm just looking to sit here and be loved by somebody because somebody didn't love me at a certain time. That could be your truth. Hey, you know what? I do drugs because I want to cope with something that happened to me. Maybe I was beaten by a man or a woman, because there are some women that beat men too. I was raped or molested. So this is why I do drugs or whatever, because why? I don't want to think about what happened to me. This is how I deal with that. Those are the things we do. It's and most people look at you and they only see the results of what you're doing. So they can see you and they're like, yo, this person's smoking crack, or this person is, like I said, they're promiscuous or whatever. And guess what? That's not even the real problem. Yes, it's part of the problem, but the real problem could have been the rape, the abandonment, whatever it is. Hurt people, like I told you before, hurt people. So there's the problem. So now I'm looking for everybody to begin to now, let's say, guess what? Let me tell my truth. This is my problem. This is my issue. Because we have got to get our spirit fixed. A lot of us been walking around in this other pretending mode, and every year after year, we are still dealing with the same issues. Because one, we haven't put a voice to it. We haven't told our truth. This is the year, guess what? This is what it is. This is who I am. This is what and I don't want no parts of that no more. You're going to be okay. The enemy wants you to keep reflecting on that stuff. Staying where it's at. On our previous podcast, I said, hey, you got to leave these things behind. And how do you do that? You first got to voice what it is. I got to know what it is that I'm dealing with. Your spirit is exactly who you are. This body is a shell, comes from the dirt. We see people when they die, the energy source, their spirit of who they are is no longer there. Where did it go? In our world, if we call God good, and we call what you would call Satan, the devil, Lucifer, whatever, we call them bad. I don't care if you're an atheist, no matter who you are or what you think it is. We see good every day, and we see evil every day. You can't even watch the news. The news is 98.9% negative. They're leading off with something negative. This is how everything starts. Then they'll have a feel-good story at the end before they go off. That's life. Why? Because the negative is what's selling. So if I highlight whatever I magnitude is what people are going to be a part of. And that's the truth. So now you can tell your truth. It's about your spirit now overcoming, because we say if you're good, you're going to go to what is heaven. And then if you're bad, you're going to go to what is hell. It's two places. You're going one place or another. Who knows energy to die? No, you're a spirit. It's going somewhere. Where does it go? This is just practice. Here we are. There's things we have to do here, which is one is to overcome. We have to overcome. The more you overcome, your spirit will be fixed. Your spirit man's going to grow. And it's how you handle things. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next podcast. But in this one right now, I just want you to tell the truth. What's your truth? Are you willing to tell your truth? Own your stuff. If you hurt somebody, you did. You're hurting yourself by not telling the truth of who you are. I'll see y'all again next week on the next podcast. Pastor E is out. Make sure y'all like, share. Deuces.